Now, we got a story about serious political corruption. It involves Attorney General Pam Bondi, who we've done a great favor to. I know we're shaming her with Shames Bondi, but that's a great picture for her. She does not deserve it. Okay, because she's not cool. She's not on a secret mission, except for the secret mission to line her pocket with Donald Trump's political donations. So let me explain to you what has happened in Florida. The Associated Press, in a good article today, says Florida's Attorney General personally solicited a political contribution from Donald Trump around the same time her office deliberated joining an investigation of alleged fraud at Trump University and its affiliates. Do you understand why that might be deeply problematic? Here's the Attorney General of a state saying, hey, you better give me some campaign donations, otherwise I'm going to investigate you for fraud. But people in Washington tell us, oh, this money would never corrupt them. How dare you say that? These are all honorable ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Donald Trump's donation to Pam Bondi quickly followed thereafter. It was $25,000, but as you're going to see, there's a lot more to that context, but that was enough to apparently buy her off, because then we find out a political group backing Bondi's reelection called And Justice for All reported receiving the check September 17, 2013, 4 days after Bondi's office publicly announced she was considering joining a New York State probe of Trump University's activities, according to a 2013 report in the Orlando Sentinel. So I'm thinking of investigating you and joining New York State's investigation. Oh, you sent me a check? Well, we're done with that. Obviously, you don't have to worry about it. Quote, after the check came in, Bondi's office nixed suing Trump, citing inefficient grounds to proceed. When you were shaking him down for money, you had apparently sufficient grounds. As soon as a check clears, you no longer have sufficient grounds to investigate him. Well, that does seem awfully convenient. Now, Bondi declined a repeated request for an interview on Monday, referring all questions to Mark Reichelderfer, a political consultant who worked for her most recent reelection effort. Now, if you were accused of this level of corruption that is so obvious and so brazen, wouldn't you want to, and you weren't guilty, wouldn't you want to step up and go, whoa, 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 what are you guys talking about? I'm the Attorney General of Florida. Of course I didn't do that. Here's the reality. Instead, you refer them to a political lackey, like, not me, deal with him. So what did Reichelfelder say? He said that Bondi was unaware of dozens of consumer complaints received by her office about Trump's real estate seminars at the time she requested the donation. So let me get this right. You're aware of the complaints enough to say, hey, I'm going to investigate you on fraud. At the same time, you ask for a political donation from him. And then you get the donation, and then all of a sudden you become unaware of dozens of complaints again. The timing on that seems a little off. In addition to the money given by his foundation, Trump himself has donated $253,500 in Florida since 1999, most of it going to the Republican candidates, the state party, or political committees affiliated with GOP officials. His daughter, Ivanka Trump, also gave a $500 check to Bondi a week before her father's money came in, as well as another $25,000 to the Republican Party of Florida the following year. Now, this is how political corruption works. You go, oh, I'll give you $25,000 to your campaign. I'll give $25,000 to the Republican Party. My daughter will give it. My other guy will give it. And I'll give it this year. I'll give it next year. And in this particular case, hey, once you've shown me that you've got good faith by getting rid of all those pesky complaints from your actual citizens, once you can assure me that you will not do your job as Attorney General, then I will pay you off. My God, if this isn't corruption, what is? Yet they tell us money does not corrupt in politics. That is beyond hilarious. Let me give you a quote from Donald Trump, because he doesn't believe it either. You know what he said back at an Iowa rally in January? He said, when I want something, I get it. When I call, they kiss my ass. It's true. Well, Donald, I'm afraid it is true. They have kissed your ass, and We legalized bribery. So the Supreme Court tells us not only is this not corrupt, it doesn't even give the appearance of corruption. If you're anybody out there that isn't a politician or one of the people buying, one of the businessmen or corporations buying off the politicians, does anyone believe that this doesn't give you the appearance of corruption? Then you say, oh, no, he gives her all this money, and she threatens him with a fraud case, which, by the way, well-deserved based on the evidence from other states, that's already public, and then withdraws the fraud case as soon as her bribe has been paid. Now, whether that bribe is legal or illegal, I suppose the Attorney General of Florida would look into, oh, right, she's the Attorney General of Florida. Is anybody going to look into it? And when they look into it, they might be like, hey, what are you talking about? According to the rules in Washington, we can take any money and do whatever the hell we want. What difference does it make? Yeah, he gave me campaign donations. Campaign donations, according to the Supreme Court, never corrupt. Good one. Wolf-pac.com. Get the money out of politics. Until you get the money out of politics, this kind of corruption, it's not just about Donald Trump. It's not just about the grotesque party officials in Florida who do this over and over and over again. It's the whole country, the whole system is systemically corrupt. Even if you're a decent person, this system corrupts you, let alone the people in Florida. The party officials for the Republicans and the so-called people on the watch who are supposed to look out for you, but instead look out for themselves and the people giving them legal bribes. I want to end on a couple of notes here because, again, to give you a sense that it is not just Florida. The Associated Press first reported last week that then Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott received $35,000 from Trump 3 years after his office in 2010 dropped a proposed lawsuit over Trump U. Following AP's report, former Texas Deputy Chief of Consumer Protection John Owens said the case had been dropped for political reasons. He also made a public, detailed, and internal summary of what he called his staff's strong case against Trump. Now, you're going to be shocked at the conclusion here. Both Bondi and Abbott have now endorsed Trump for president. Why, of course they have. This is all so gross. You think Trump would fix the system? Trump loves this system. As he would say, it's true.